See that deer? There's a deer right there. Stop. One sec. Get some good film up. One sec. I gotta make sure he's focused. Whenever you want him, go for it. Should I do it? You want me to do it?
Thank you for tuning in to Last Breath TV's Throwback Thursday. This is where we show off all of our favorite whitetail, turkey, hand fishing, antelope, mule deer, and bear hunting episodes from the past. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell notifications so that way you never miss an episode.
The saga of Geronimo spans 4 years, dates back to an encounter with him as a 4-year-old all the way till the end. The story with him begins actually as him being called Splits. As a 4-year-old, Grant and I hunted this farm for the first time. We'd each killed a deer, and he came out during bow season and shotgun season for me. I was able to size him up, knew he was mature but had a lot of potential, and I passed him.
So during the following year, we actually didn't see Geronimo. However, Garrett and I were actually lucky enough to pick up his sheds, which I have right here. And Garrett and I scored this with about an 18-inch spread, and he was just a beautiful 10-point main frame. And Garrett and I scored him right at about 170. So we were really bummed that we didn't get a peek at him on the hoof that year, but lucky enough to find his sheds.
As a 6-year-old, Splits has now been renamed as Geronimo. Actually, we didn't know that we were renaming a deer because he came on our Moultries as a mainframe 8-pointer. Big, tall tines, splits on the tips of his G2s, great big sweeping beams. This was our #1 target buck for that year. He blew up all of our trail cameras all over our farm, and we had him pinned down, and it came late into the season. He had shed his antlers. We saw him on the hoof as a shed buck, never found his sheds, never thought we were going to see him again.
So going into the 2016 hunting season, Geronimo has completely consumed Garrett and I, and he's pretty much all that we can think about.
Timing's right. It's October 25th, and people are killing big deer all over. Jesse shot a warrior last night, an Illinois bruiser. We're gonna hit the horns, get a little aggressive tonight. Bucks are starting to work scrape hard and rut up, so plenty of light left, and hopefully at least for a show, if not a shooter. I will never forget this day. And of course, Grant had parent-teacher conferences. He couldn't hunt, and the weather system that was moving through was too good for me not to get out there. I went to a ground blind. It was more of an observatory mission, and this is the first time that we laid eyes on Geronimo. sitting here having one of the best nights I've ever had hunting. I am watching deer after deer on our camera hit list coming through. I've seen 2-year-olds, numerous 3-year-olds, and Geronimo steps out. He works the scrape, bumps a doe, and he leaves. I am jacked up like no other. Adrenaline is coursing. I've seen our number 1 hit list buck, and then he comes back out about 10 minutes before last light and actually is walking right for me. You know, some people say they're their hardest critic, and I believe that I am one of my own artist critiques. And you'll see there is not a single footage of me packing up. There's not an interview. There is nothing. I missed the biggest deer of my life, a deer that I had been dreaming about for months, years to come. And it, as bow hunters, we live for those 10 seconds of glory, and I blew it. I was not sad, but I was furious. I was upset at myself for not making this happen. The deer of my dreams ran away, and I didn't know if I was ever going to see him again. Typically, it would be peak rut right now. We're getting really close. The timing is right, the weather is wrong, and it kind of seems to be my past 2 weeks. It seems like I've just been clobbered and clobbered and clobbered, and I can't catch a break. Started all with missing Geronimo a couple weeks ago, and that was a shot to the confidence. And then on top of that, having hiccups with my job, and Logan and I, we bought a new house. The worst time ever. So at that point, Garrett and I's season kind of took a little dark dip, but I just had to keep reminding him, don't worry, we're going to get another crack at him. It's not over yet. Hunting over a sanctuary food plot. It's 4 acre of picked corn. We're going to just sit here and get it done and hope for the best. So we got a card to check, something that Grant and I are very anxious to check. It had been 6 days since I had clipped Geronimo, and where he was a regular attendee on several of our Moultrie cameras, he is not there. And on the 6th day, I went out and I checked the trail camera, and he was back. The relief was incredible. It's time to start planning again. We're gonna get another shot at this deer.
Redemption bucket spot paid off again, buddy.
So we
just killed a real nice 9.
seriously?
Yeah.
Like how big? How big is big? Is he big?
145 at least.
On the ground?
Yeah. We were sitting about 10 yards to the right of where I shot the redemption bucket.
Who was?
I bet he was 16 yards.
Are you 16 yards away? On the ground.
Which is good, pretty good night.
Of course he did. Checked our cameras yesterday. Good news is Geronimo lives. He survived the firearm season. Bad news, he was on camera at 1 in the morning and then at midnight. So, still walking at night. The temperatures are warmer than they should be, warmer than we want them to be. But we're sitting here, we're overlooking about a 50-acre cornfield. Been getting a lot of deer coming in here. Hopefully we see them, and maybe we'll get extremely lucky. All right, so the cold snap's finally here. We've had a perfect stretch of days where it's been into the single digits. Got a fresh blanket of snow. Second shotgun season is here. Now we got to roll the dice and try to figure out where he's going to be and where he's going to be feeding.
So we did our best to bury ourselves during the rut and hunt as much as possible, and we knew with the cold snap coming, it was only a matter of time.
Hoping that the deer finally hit their winter feeding patterns. They've slowly been doing it, but hopefully this pushes them over the edge. Had a split decision to make today. Either sit in the backfield, which up until about 10 days ago was confirmed the home of Geronimo. Just talk about a movie star the guy got. We've got more pictures and videos of him on trail camera than any other deer we ever have. And I hunted here on Friday, I didn't see very much. And then So now, hopefully we made the right decision. We're back in his stomping grounds, or what used to be his. And if he steps out, hopefully tonight we can make it happen.
So I don't know what it is with Garrett and I, but it seems like every good hunt we go on is on a Sunday evening right before Monday work. And this Sunday was no different because I was kind of hanging out, shooting the breeze with Garrett. We were watching some does and young bucks mingle through, and then I kind of took a peek to the right and I said, Garrett, that looks like a really nice deer down there. Who is that?
See that deer? There's a deer right there. Stop. One sec. Get some good film up. One sec. I gotta make sure he's focused. Whenever you want him, go for it. Should I do it? You want me to do it? Drop it. You got him. You smoked him. Sure? You smoked him. Yep, dead sure. He's sure. You're sure. I'm sure, man. He's gonna die right there. I almost shot him again. You're sure? Great. Are you 100% sure I got him? Dude, run this. You're so big. Oh my god. Thank you. You recording? Yeah. Oh man. I can't believe that just happened. I've never. I shot him like that's almost identical to where I missed him with my bow. I mean, literally like textbook. I mean, dude, I can't believe that.
Oh my god, he's dead right over the hill over there. You know he is. You pinned him shoulder blades together.
Yeah, that's why we do it, man. I'll never forget this ever. I just killed Geronimo. I swear to God, I just killed him. I shot him at like 40 yards. He is dead. I swear, dude, I promise on everything. I just killed Geronimo. He is dead. I just killed Geronimo, man. 50 yards at 340. 340 in the afternoon, 50 yards broadside, Hammertown, man. He's right here, right there, deader than dead. Geronimo is dead. You see him in there? It still makes it easy to drag, at least. You seeing this? Wow. I'm very rarely speechless. Usually I have too much to say. This is Geronimo. This is the buck that I lost sleep over. See my free haircut I gave him? I don't know really how to explain or share this emotion. I said it before, but if I could turn that feeling into a pill, into a drink, I wouldn't have to work another day in my life. You as human beings, you set goals, you set landmarks and achievements that you want to make, and for me, this is probably one of the biggest ones that I have to date, and that feeling is something that doesn't fade, and that's why we end up and eventually do it. Yes, it was a great deer, and the story of this is one of the best stories we've ever been able to put together as a company and as a team. You know, all the way as a 4-year-old, watching him grow, mature, thinking he was gone. He comes back, we rename him, and then the misfortune of missing him, it'll be a hard one to top, and this is one that will be in the books forever.
If you like listening to hunting stories as much as watching them, then check out our podcast. The Last Breath Huntcast is available on iTunes, Spotify, and all other major podcast platforms.